almost had a shot at pulling him down for about a 3-yard loss. Just quite couldn't wrap around and do it. Again, that shows the penetration by the front line of West Geauga. If they continue this, they're going to freeze Mayfield in this area.
2nd down and 8. Wide to the left comes Perko. Wide to the right is White. Farinacci rolling to his right, steps up, fires. It is caught by Diebold, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Dave Diebold knocked out of bounds over on the sideline by Jeff Pitcock. They've done an outstanding job on Diebold tonight, has the West Geauga defense. But that time, he was able to make his first really big play of the ball game.
Yeah, and that was the type of play, Joe, that they utilized the height of him. They throw the sideline pattern, throw it well up in the air where other players can't really get to it quite as easily because he's got quite a reach on him and all. Nice, safe little pattern to run with a tight end of that size.
1st down and 10 at the 37. Wide to the left is Perko. In the slot left is White. Tight to the right is Diebold. Up is Svoboda, and back is Ngolia. There's the give to Ngolia across the 35 to the 34-yard line. He's thrown down by Frank Formicelli after a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, Frank Kalo came out of his nose tackle position. Again, had a shot at Ngolia in the backfield. Slipped off again. He's a very, very elusive runner, hard to corral, as I think a lot of the West Geauga players are determining this evening.
Second down and 10, or 2nd down and 7 rather, at the 34-yard line. Drifting back is Farinacci under heavy pressure, and he's thrown down by Formicelli. At least Formicelli got him first. He also had help on the play from Mike Petronis. A loss on the play back to the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 14.
And again, our friend Darryl Kalura was in on that particular play. They surrounded, found out that quarterback Farinacci isn't quite as elusive as Ngolia is. You grab hold of him, and you're actually holding on to something when you look up.
3rd down and 14 at the 41-yard line. Wide to the left comes White. Wide to the right is Perko. Tight to the left is Diebold. In the slot right is Ngolia. And drifting to his right to throw is Farinacci. Steps up, fires. It's underthrown and incomplete. Intended for Ngolia. Ngolia was well covered on the play. Would have had trouble catching the ball even had it been on target. It'll be 4th down. The West Geauga defense comes through with a big play, and Mayfield will be forced to punt.
Yeah, like you said, Joe, I don't think that was a badly thrown pass. I think that was a smartly thrown pass. Quarterback Farinacci had no place to go. They had him sealed in up there. He just kind of threw it in the general direction of a back just to keep from taking a loss.
Again, Dave Diebold will do the kicking. Deep to receive for West Geauga, Steve Darris and John Julian. It's a high sailing punt by Diebold down toward the coffin corner. And I believe it will roll out of bounds
about the 3 or 4
inside the 5-yard line at about the 3.
Beautiful, beautiful angle kick by Diebold. Something that is hard to work on even for a pro punter. And to see a high school player come up with a punt like that, the basic coffin corner kick, is very, very impressive.
Well, as the old song said, it's a long, long way from May to December. And it's also a long, long way for West Geauga from the 3-yard line to the Mayfield goal. They have 9 minutes and 20 seconds to do it, and they've got to come up with a drive right here. And the give is to Rick Rowan, and Rowan is thrown down back around the 1-yard line. In fact, he was very nearly, no, that was Julian rather, he was very nearly thrown into the end zone.
Yeah, I think he lost about 1.5 yards on that particular play, Joe. Good reading by the right side of Mayfield's defense, who came up, read the play properly, fight off the blocks, and just came up and threw tailback Julian for a loss.
3rd down, we'll call it about the 2-yard line. 2nd and 11 for West Geauga. The give is to Julian. He fights his way over the 5 out to about the 7. He picked up 4 or 5 yards on the play. It'll be 3rd and 6.
Yeah, this is going to be a very interesting call. This is dangerous territory. You don't want to have a chance for a turnover. So far, the kicking game from West Geauga hasn't been quite up to what Coach Poe's guy is expecting of it. So it's hard to say if he will try to get the first down on a passing play or something to get out of the hole, because he quite doesn't have the faith in his kicking game. We'll see what he comes up with on this particular play.
3rd down and 8. In the slot left is Sabraco. Wide to the right is Roethlisberger. And we're going to have rolling to his right is Quinlan. And Quinlan fumbled the ball. I believe they're going to call it, well, now they're going to call it an incomplete pass, I think. It'll be called an incomplete pass. It'll bring up 4th down. And Rick Rowan will be forced to punt from deep in his own end zone.
Yeah, to tell you the truth on that particular one, Joe, I'd say it's a very interesting non-call, where they called intentional grounding earlier. I seriously didn't feel it was. This time I think he had more of a case to call it intentional grounding, but no flag. This is a point where West Geauga definitely could use a good punt to get it out of there. I doubt very much if Mayfield will come for it, because they're going to have good position regardless.
West G needs an outstanding kick from Rick Rowan, and they get a high, fairly short kick. Fair catch made by Angolia at the 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 34, and we will be back here on Cablevision after this timeout with our score: Mayfield 14, West Geauga 12.
Hello, I'm Warren Babcock.
Farinacci gives the ball to Angolia. Angolia gets to the 31-yard line, and he's thrown down nicely by big Frank Formicelli, the senior.
I don't know. I wouldn't call that nicely. I think it was a rather rude taken down by Formicelli. He just kept driving back saying, I got hold of you. I'm not letting you go till I hear a whistle, and I'm going to throw you down. It was a real good, aggressive football playing by Formicelli, who's also done a very, very good job at that tackle position tonight.
Well, just a figure of speech, I guess, John. Frank might not have been nice about it, but he did it nicely, as in nicely done. Rolling to his right is Farinacci, and he delivers it a bit low to Angolia, who can't come up with a catch. It'll be 3rd down.
Yeah, I see the, excuse me. They sent in Brett Schultz, their safety man, on that one. So Coach Poe's guy is pulling all the stops tonight, using safety blitzes, sending the cornerback on occasion. We've seen the linebackers coming every now and then.
Third and 7. Wide to the left comes Perko. Wide to the right is White. Diebold moves tight to the right. It's Ferboda up, and Angolia back in the eye. Farinacci to throw, dumps it short to Angolia. West Geauga defense read it perfectly. And number 88, Mike Kristoff, was right there, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, that was an excellent read. Kristoff played off it, read the screen, dropped behind, got his hit in at the proper time with the sure hands, dropping for a loss. This is an excellent playing into the game properly by the West Geauga defense, who did an absolutely outstanding job on that. Keeping Mayfield from having a good position, knocking them back, getting the ball back for the offense to do their work.
4th down. Once again, Dave Diebold will punt. This time rolling it down toward the coffin corner, and again will roll inside the 5. Well, now it finally rolled across the end line, I believe. At least that's how it looks to me, just barely. West Geauga saved by the bell, just an inch of ground in time.
I'll tell you, that was, I'm sure Coach Poe's guy in the sideline was saying, roll, you son of a gun, roll, because that ball kind of hit and just died in the general vicinity. It could have been one of those that was spotted on the 3-inch line or so. Fortunately for West Geauga, it had just enough oomph in it to cross over the goal line.
Well, Diebold has already pinned West G deep once this quarter, and he darn near did it again, but just like horseshoes, not like horseshoes, close doesn't count, and it's 1st and 10 from the 20. Here's the give to Julian. Julian out to about the 23-yard line. Wrapped up in there by Jim DeLella. Gain of 3, it'll be 2nd and 7.
I'll tell you, if that play was left in the goal line, that really makes it rough. West Geauga's got to get down at least in the field goal range so they can give a shot at 3 to take the lead. And it's tough to do when your back's to the goal line, and if that had happened the second time, it just might have taken a lot of momentum out of them. Now they get the field position, see what they can do with it, if they can get play options open up to get a good gain and move the ball down in the scoring position.
Second down and 7 for West Geauga. Wide to the left is Sobracco. Wide to the right is Veras, and the pass intended for Sobracco, and we're going to have a flag. Dennis Polomsky a bit too aggressive in his pass coverage. It'll be pass interference, and that'll give West G a first down.
Yeah, I'd have to say that was cornerback Perko in that particular play, and he just climbed. On that occasion, he wasn't going ball. He was just hitting the man. Hit him before the ball arrived. Consequently, the yellow came down, and that helps West Geauga a lot. They were having a little trouble getting it unwinded. Little help from your friends on the Mayfield side might get them motivated enough to move the ball on their own in the scoring position.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line on the pass interference penalty. West G breaks the huddle. Roethlisberger comes wide to the right. Wide to the left is Sobracco. On the slot left is Blasey. Now Sobracco comes in motion left. The pitch is to Julian on the left side, 35 up to the 40. It's thrown down there by Dennis Polomsky after a gain of 3. It'll be second down, and well, actually they're going to call it more like a gain of 4. So we'll say it's second down and 6 yards to go.
You know, I keep seeing that where they have the ends pitched in. Julian cuts to the outside, then cuts against the grain in the middle. It's almost, I'm not 100% sure that's not a designed play. It just seems like he's looking, reading, finding a little lane, hitting himself, but that may be designed to be run that particular way. We cut out, counter against the grain, and get a gain out of it, but it's working, whatever it is.
Second down and 6. Rolling to his left as Quinlan steps up, fires. It is caught. It is caught by the senior tight end, Matt Blasey, making, I believe, his first catch of the evening, and it's a big one. It gives West Geauga a first down at the Mayfield 47-yard line.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm impressed with this quarterback, Quinn. What do you think of him tonight, Joe?
He's playing pretty well, I'll tell you. He really is, John Quinlan.
Yeah, he throws the ball well. He throws it smartly, finds his receiver, reads well, moves on his feet. You know, when Mayfield is giving pressure, sidesteps him, steps up a little bit.
He's quick, and he's got a pretty strong arm, and he can deliver the ball accurately. Sobracco comes in motion right. Wide to the left is Roethlisberger. Here's the pitch to Rick Rowan across the 45 down to the 42-yard line. Knocked down there first by Chuck Amato. Amato took his legs out from under him. And then our friend, Big Paul Long, came in to smother Rowan and make the tackle, but not before he picked up a gain of 5. Gain of 5 for Rick Rowan. It'll be second and 5 for West Geauga at the Mayfield 42-yard line. Clock continuing to run here in this ball game. Under 4 minutes to play, 3 minutes and 55 seconds to play in the ball game. Wide to the right comes Veras. Wide to the left is Sobracco. Tight to the left is Blasey. Lorenzo left and Julian right in the tee. The pitch to Julian coming left across the 35. He's down to the 32. Wrapped up there by Rich Vodasek, number 41. And I believe that Julian picked up enough yardage for a West Geauga first down.
Yeah, I think you're right, Joe. That was a good job. I didn't see one of the twin towers on the end that time. Sorry I missed exactly who it was and put the good block to keep him out of the play, but they got around the corner. This West Geauga team is doing a good job. They're doing a good job of mixing in their plays also. They're throwing a pass at the right time, cutting it to the inside, going to the outside whenever possible, and just mixing up plays real well, executing very, very well. And they're a very, very much improved team over last year.
It is first down for the Wolverines of West Geauga. Wide to the right is Roethlisberger. Wide to the left is Sobracco. Here's the pitch to Julian, looking to throw it across field. He gets it to Quinlan on the flea flicker. Quinlan down to the 30-yard line. They picked up about 7-8 yards on the play. It'll be second down and short yardage for West Geauga.
Yeah, isn't that the old, who was that ran there? Was that Shula or Landry that ran that pass? I think it was Shula. They ran a little pass to the quarterback going out around outside. Well, people tend to fall asleep. Not really. Nobody has the responsibility of covering a quarterback. So it's an effective play when you can sneak it in, but you can't overuse it.
And I also think that's the play they were trying to run when John Julian fumbled earlier in the ball game. Here's the give once again now to Rick Salk. Rick Salk down around the 28-yard line. He will not have enough for the first down, I don't believe. It'll be close, but I think the officials are going to call for a measurement here.
Yeah, we have a bad angle, Joe, but I'd say, like you said, I don't think he made it either. I'd put him about a foot and a half short. We'll have to see how this shakes out. Either way, it would only be, I'm sure West Geauga will definitely go for it if they don't get it. Well, it's all academic.
And it's also a first down. 1st and 10 for West G. Across the 30 at the 28-yard line.
Yeah, this is a nice drive they're putting together. They're eating up clock. They still have plenty of time with just a second short of 3 minutes left on the clock. And this is just working out beautifully for West Geauga. They're putting together an excellent, excellent evening of football tonight.
1st and 10. Here's the give to Julian. Big hole across the left side, and Jim Julian is down around the 20-yard line. And another good gain for West G of about 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3 for the Wolverines.
Yeah, I imagine we'll probably see a lot of Julian at this time with a little mixing in of the fullback, Lorenzo. Because we want to play a nice, safe game down here. You don't want to turn the ball over at this particular time. You're sitting close to field goal range, and we're not sure how their kicker is on the field goal end. We'll see if the occasion arises, whether he can come up to it.
Clock continuing to run. We're down near the 2-minute mark. The give to Lorenzo. He's wrapped up for no gain by a horde of Mayfield defenders.
I see a flag thrown on that. It's either, I would guess, a face mask where he reached in or a holding call.
Flags are flying, and it's a bad flag for West Geauga. A hold.
Yeah, that hurts. That really does hurt. That nullifying that nice game on a previous play by Julian where they get down in comfortable playing range, essentially, where you got 3 down just to gain the 3.5 yards necessary for the first down. Now we're moved all the way back where we got to gain 13-14 for the first down.
Second down for West Geauga. We'll make it 13 yards to go. The ball back at the 30-yard line. Wide to the left comes Roethlisberger. In the slot right, Sabraco. Tight to the right is Blasey. And once again, Quinlan dropping to throw. Steps into the pocket, fires, and is caught by Blasey, and he is close to the yardage that he needs for a first down. Down inside the 20-yard line near the Mayfield 18. He's close to a first down and may very well have it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, now they gave it to him, first down. And a timeout being called by West Geauga. Those guys look down at the field, Joe. You see West Geauga players dancing around. They're excited. They're pumped. They know they're doing it.
They've got the ball game and their destiny right in their own hands right here. 1 minute and 42 seconds to play in the game. And
Geauga Fitness and Racket Club.
1:42 to play in the ball game, and flags are flying.
I don't know what that was. I saw the referee came, pointed to the safety man. Is there a mouthpiece rule in high school football that you know of?
Yes, I believe there is.
I would get, if there happens to be one, that's my guess on what the particular call was on that, because I have no idea what else it could have been. All I know is
involving unsportsmanlike conduct, I think, because I saw the referee put the hand up behind his head, you know, like this, John.
Oh, is that right?
And it's might have been an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Mayfield.
What had it been for lip service, nothing else that I could think of.
Maybe some activities going back there in the defensive backfield that were not so nice, so to speak. Here's the give to Julian, and flags fly again as Julian is thrown down around the 10-yard line.
Well, that's unfortunate. You know, before this particular series, it really had been not too many flags thrown. It's been a well-played ball game. Both teams executing well. playing smartly. All of a sudden we're seeing yellow fly in on about every game. It's unfortunate it could come down to this. Hopefully boys will settle down, stop making little mental mistakes, get back into playing good, straight up, clean football.
Well, the penalty against West Geauga. They'll take the ball back out beyond the 20 to about the 22-yard line. What was that, a holding penalty, John?
Yeah, that's what he called holding.
Penalty. It'll be first down and about 15 for West G. Quinlan to throw, steps up, fires, caught by Lorenzo, 15 down to the 10-yard line. And Nick Lorenzo gets a good gain for West G. Not enough for a first down, but a big play. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Wolverines at the Mayfield 10-yard line.
I'll tell you, these pass patterns are getting them open. You're getting good reception. Lorenzo on that made a nice catch and a very, very spirited run on that afterwards to try to get something out of it. He just fought. You could see he was sniffing goal line, trying to get himself in there. Good running by Lorenzo.
And now West G is called for a timeout with 1 minute and 7 seconds to play in the ball game.
Geauga Fitness and Racket.
You'll see high school football, Geauga County High School football, every Monday, and I believe it's every Monday and Wednesday night now at 7 p.m. on Channel 9, Cablevision Channel 9. 1:07 to play here in the ball game. The pitch to John Julian. Julian is inside the 10, down near the 8. He's thrown down there by a horde of Mayfield tacklers, particularly Dave Lasitko, number 75. It'll bring up 3rd down. It is 3rd down for West G, and once again, John Quinlan, who's made some big plays in this ball game, is going to have to pull the rabbit out of the hat. The clock is running, 40 seconds to play. Quinlan gives the ball up the middle to Lorenzo, and he is very, very close to the first down, and I believe we're going to have a measurement here to see whether West G got the first down, and we're going to have a West G timeout right here with 32 seconds to play in the game. And I believe they came up short of the first down, John.
I think you're right, Joe. I don't think he got it, and it's definitely decision time now for Coach Poe's guy. Go for the 3 or take the shot at it. We'll see what his faith is in his kicking game at this moment.
Mike Poe's guy in his 3rd season as head coach of the West Geauga Wolverines. Graduated from West Geauga in 1967, continued his playing career for 4 years after that while attending college at Purdue. Coached for the Wolverines for 9 seasons as an assistant before moving on to Hiram College, where he was offensive coordinator. Then he was the head coach at Akron Coventry High School for 2 years before returning to his alma mater as athletic director in 1983, and he took over the football program after Bob Quackenbush resigned to become head coach at Ashland High School prior to the 1984 season. 32 seconds to play in the ball game.
Go for it.
And they're going to, well, you got to go for it and say in this situation. This is your ball game right here, 4th and 2 for West Geauga. Rolling to his right is Quinlan. He steps up and he's going to be thrown down in the backfield by Paul Long. Paul Long has made a lot of big plays tonight, but none of them bigger than that one. And with 27 seconds to play in the ball game, that may very well have clinched a Mayfield victory.
I believe so, Joe, because if I understand, I don't think West Geauga has any timeouts left. All Mayfield will have to do is sit down on the ball, one play, ball game over. But to their defense, they are definitely a much improved club. Somebody in the beginning of the season I really didn't consider in being in a running in the CBC off of last year's record. They're so improved, I have to say they're definitely going to be a factor in the CBC chase this year. They played an outstanding football game this evening.
I believe West Geauga still has at least one timeout remaining. They've just called it with 18 seconds to play, but I believe that is their final timeout. Once again, we'd like to thank the marvelous Cablevision crew, our standing interns there, Bill and Brian. Greg Ross running the lead camera there tonight. Greg pressed into service, calling the big shots. Mark Dolan, our director in the truck. Dave Jevnikar, general manager of Cablevision, down here at the ball game to help out as usual. And of course our lovely assistant Faith Walders up here with us in the booth. And, you know, it's been a lot of fun, as always. It's fun every time we get together for these ball games. And, of course, I won't forget John Walsh. I almost forgot to mention you, John.
That's
but
quite all right, Joe.
Wasn't very nice of me, but I did.
Just say goodnight on our way home. That's all I asked for. Again, we got to play tribute to this West Geauga squad who has played an outstanding game. Before the year, we said Kinston was the team to beat. At least on the scoreboard, you got to say West Geauga right now played Mayfield tougher than Kinston played them. So, whereas I put West Geauga in the standings, I'd say well up there.
18 seconds to play in the ball game, and I think that's going to be our final play as Farinacci sits on the ball, and that will be it. Clock is running. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's it. The ball game is over. And in spite of a valiant effort by the West Geauga Wolverines, the Wildcats of Mayfield have prevailed. Our final score here at Stretch Howell Field at West Geauga High School in Chesterland is Mayfield 14, West Geauga 12. And once again, a reminder, tonight's game was brought to you in part by Junction Auto Sales, automotive service professionals in Geauga County since 1931. By Geauga Fitness and Racket Club, the fun place to stay in shape. By Destination Travel, your ticket away this fall. And by Century 21 on the Square Realty. Put number 1 to work for you. Once again, for my partner John Walsh and all of our outstanding Cablevision crew, we'll see you again next week with more high school football Monday and Wednesday at 7 on Cablevision Channel 9. Until then, this is Joe Scarola bidding you good evening until next time.
Good night.